Hey guys, this is James, websitefornoobs.com, and this is our next tutorial. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and upload some quick images for our header and our footer for our template HTML page we've been dealing with. So I've created a couple of quick images. They're not that fancy, but it's just mainly to get the point across in order to allow us to upload some images for the header and the footer, so we can go ahead and transfer our HTML file into a template file rather than just messing around with this file all day long. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're also going to go ahead and duplicate a couple pages. We're going to make our entire website structure real fast, just so I can show you guys how editing a template in our future videos we'll be able to manipulate entire websites through the template page itself. So as I said before, we went through and I created a couple quick images. So here's my site image banner I made real fast. It's got a couple layers on it. Mainly I got some text right here that I added some features to, a bevel and emboss, put color overlay and a drop shadow on it so it stands out a little bit. And I added a little sitemap text right here. And then for the footer, I made a green background, just added some yellow text with a couple words in our home about us, page 1, page 2, page 3, and contact us. And eventually what we're going to do is we're going to create links from this on our Dreamweaver rather than actually creating a navigation bar within our footer. So we're going to kind of cheat a little bit, but it actually works just as well. So the first thing we want to do is we need to get these files saved. So under the My Site file plan, for those of you who have always been following along, we've already created a file plan and we have a template HTML page right here. We've also got a CSS file within the main CSS file within our CSS folder. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mess around with these images. So this images folder, I like to structure it to keep it really clean. I like to specify in the first level what type of file name or file designation that the file is going to be within that folder itself. So for example, the first folder I would make is JPEG. So we'll go JPG. And the second one will be PS for Photoshop. Alright, and then what I'll do is I'll break these down even further. So what I'll do is on my JPEG one, I'll go ahead and create another folder. And I'm going to go ahead and name it Template, because these are going to be images I'm going to utilize within the template folder. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and get inside of here, and since I created a new image for the header, I'm going to name a folder Header. I'm going to name a folder Footer. And what this does is it just simply organizes my work for me. You don't have to go in this detail with a file plan, but it does help out, especially while you're messing around, you start getting 200-300 files. So your website can easily get up to 1,000 files real quick just by messing around with it. And also, if you bring somebody else to help you out, this will help make it easier for them to find out exactly what's going on within your website. So we're going to go ahead and duplicate that again under the Photoshop folder. Let's create one for template, because this will be the images for a template page. And then create a folder for header. And then create one for footer. Alright, we can go ahead and back out of that, close that folder out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my header folder, or my header file, save as, and the first I'm going to save is my header Photoshop. As you can see, I had a bunch of background noise happen, so I actually started making this video before, and because of the background noise, I decided to restart it. So as you can see, I've already started the process, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to our desktop, go to My Site, go to Images, and we're going to click on Photoshop one because it's going to be .psd file first, template because we're working with our template file. Then we're going to go find the header folder and go ahead and just save it header.psd. So that's okay. And now let's go ahead and save the same thing as a JPEG. The only difference is now instead of working with a Photoshop folder, we're going to go ahead and move to the JPEG folder. Now, just as a note, when you're transferring files from Photoshop to Dreamweaver, Dreamweaver will actually take Photoshop files and ask you if you want to convert them, and they'll automatically convert them for you. Something you can do. I don't like doing it. I like to physically go in there and actually do it the long way. I feel like I have more control over it, and I have less of a chance of screwing up my file plan. So now we're doing a footer. Let's go to Images, Photoshop, Template, Design Footer, footer.psd, good. Then select OK. Then we'll go ahead and save as. And we'll save this one as, the next one as a JPEG, so bump up to the Images folder. Select JPEG, Template, Footer, and change it from Photoshop to JPEG. Select Save. Okay. So now what we should see in our My Site folder under Images, we should see JPEG and Photoshop. Under JPEG, we should have Template, go down, and we have Header and Footer. So we got a Header JPEG, Footer JPEG. Same thing for our Photoshop. Template, Header, PSD, Footer, PSD. Alright, and the reason why I do this is because I will actually physically pull all my Photoshop files out of my out of this file plan when I transfer files into my website, because there's no reason for me to upload the Photoshop files to my website, and they take a very long time to load up compared to other images. So so what this does is I just come in here, I click on my Photoshop file, I just drag it out of there, and then I'll drag it back in once I upload my entire website up. So we can go ahead and close that out, and we can go ahead and close out Dreamweaver or Photoshop also. Now we can go to Dreamweaver. Alright, so Dreamweaver we have what we've been messing with so far. And the green might be a little bit off because I actually started the video before, like I said, but there's a lot of background noise, so I'm redoing the video right now. So this is pretty much where we left off. We have our main page created, so let's go ahead and preview in Safari. That's what we've got so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this green background to our header image. So if we come back to our Dreamweaver, select main CSS, if we go find our header, take the background color, go ahead and delete it out of there. Alright. And then if we go back to the right hand side, main CSS, select the header. If we go to the fourth icon in, scroll on down to where the background image says URL, enter URL path, click on that, and a little folder appears on the right hand side. Let's go ahead and pick up that folder, and then from header.jpg, so you see mine automatically pulled me there, but you might have to go from images to JPEG, template to header, then the JPEG. And then the image should change. Alright, now if you notice we got this little nasty text up here, so let's go ahead and highlight the text and delete it out of there. So we just have our image. So you see mysite.com, it's awesome because I made it. Sitemap, and this ugly green to puke yellow color. Alright, so now we've done that, let's go ahead and do the same thing for the bottom, for the footer. Let's just go to our footer, take the background color, go ahead and just delete that guy. Click off of it, so it's turned purple because that's what the wrapper color is. And let's go ahead and go to main CSS, scroll down to find footer, fourth icon in, background, underneath the background is background image, URL, enter URL path, click on that, you get your browse folder. And let's go and change this to JPEG, and template, footer, footer.jpg. And let's go ahead and delete out the nasty text right here. Let's go ahead and preview in Safari, which will ask us to save it. Select save, yes. And so now this is what our website looks like. We have a footer, we have a header. Cool. So now, of course, as we go along with the tutorial, I'll probably make it look a little bit better as we push along, and I'll also put these folders and these file plans and all these images on our site itself. So that way you guys can actually watch it as you guys won't have to recreate all the images, you guys won't have to recreate all the file plan. It's just good practice, alright? So that's what we got so far. Now I'm going to go ahead and not do the navigation bar now, but what we are going to do is we're going to take away his body, because I'm actually going to make it to where his body becomes the editable region for all of our subpages. And we're going to go ahead and create all of our subpages that are showing up in the bottom footer right now. Okay, so let's go back to our folder. And let's go ahead, main CSS, find our main body, and let's just go ahead and delete all that CSS out of it, click off it, and it should shrink up. Under source code, let's go find main body. It should already be identified right here. Let's go ahead and click in between those little, actually we can go ahead and wrap that tag around it if you want to, or just click in between them. Alright, then what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the top, and you're gonna scroll on over, and you're going to select Insert, and then actually, you know what? Where's it at? I can't find myself right now. All right. So sorry. Insert Templates, and then select Editable Region, and then it's going to go in between those main body tags. So Dreamweaver automatically convert this document to a template. Okay. And what we're going to do is name it Body Edit, and select OK. Now we've got a body editable region in here. As you notice, it kind of automatically makes this box a little bigger. If you don't want that to happen, what you can do is you can actually, if we delete everything that we just did, okay, so we got our main body right here. We can actually wrap around it and create an editable region. Select OK. Body edit. Select OK. And it makes the box a little bit smaller. Okay. So now there's also another thing you can do. You could actually delete this entire tag out of there. Makes it a little bit bigger. Or we could undo that, add it back in. So it just a couple different variations of how you want to do that right there. So let's go ahead and delete all of that. Click off of it. Click after the nav and insert editable region, and then body edit. Cool. So that's just showing you guys different variations of how you can do it, and I'm going to do that a lot. I'm going to show you guys multiple different ways of doing something. For instance, when we do our navigation bar, we'll create a navigation bar from scratch. We also will use image overlays. And we're going to do a lot of that, just so you guys can see the different ways that we could actually manipulate this website. Let's go to File, Save All, Preview in Safari. As you can see, that area that's purple is our body edit. So let's say that now, once we create a web page, if we don't change the color of the wrapper, because the body edit right now is going to show it's transparent, we need to change the color of our backgrounds. So let's go to main CSS, and let's go to our wrapper. And instead of using purple, so I clicked on wrapper up here, clicked on background color, and if you look, it automatically kind of takes you to the wrapper tag on the right hand side. Now you can do that, but what I find out is sometimes when I'm moving really fast, I might accidentally click off of it, and I'll end up changing something within another tag. So it's actually really good practice. Even double check, make sure it shows that you're on the correct tag, or just always go to your sources file and then click on the one you want, and then go to do it the long way. All right, so let's go ahead and change our background color to white, and select OK. So now let's preview in Safari. Click off of it. Show you guys preview in Safari now. Select yes, and there you go. Main body edit. So this is now we now have our header and our footer. Let's go ahead and minimize this guy. Come back to the website for news page A, which is, if you guys haven't got some website hosting yet, go ahead and take a look at the website for news. Click on hosting tab, go on down and check out the website hosting. If you guys are looking to build like a t-shirt company or something like that, go ahead and click on an e-commerce link, and you'll see a lot of the good, some of the best e-commerce solutions out there that could host you guys' little t-shirt company website. All right. We'll go ahead and minimize this for now. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and make sure we saved everything again. We're going to do File, Save As. Okay. Cancel that. I told you, just had a brain fart, guys. Sorry about that. All right. From here, let's see if I can get myself back together now. All right. Instead of Save As, we're going to go down and Save As Template. we'll save it as my site, which is going to actually create a new template folder within the my site. Now, if you remember correctly, we did not actually create a template folder beforehand. So we're going to actually create that now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to name it all caps. Alright, so template. We're going to go ahead and select save. We're going to, it says update links, go ahead and say yes. Alright. Now if we go to our my site folder, we now have a templates folder here. And we have a notes file that is now in here. So it's a templates dwt mno. And then here's our template.dwt file. So now that we've created this template DWT, we're actually not going to utilize this template HTML file anymore. So you could do one of two things. You can either delete it or you can move it into your templates folder. I like to just move into templates folder, and then I'll just make it original. I'll make a new folder called original temp HTML. Now let's drop it in there. So I know it's always there, just in case for some reason I want to go back to it. So let's go ahead and X that off. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to create a couple of new files. We're going to create a new file for our home page. And so let's go to Dreamweaver on top, file, new. And now from this point, because we've already established that this site, the my site, as a website within Dreamweaver, let's go to, on the left hand side, let's click site templates. And my site should already be selected, and it says template for my site. And let's go ahead and select template. Select create. And now if you look, we have untitled document, and this one is not a DWT. But what we're going to do is we're going to change the title of this to home. We're going to file, and then we're going to save as, and then we're going to save it as, we'll make it capital HOME, and this will be our home HTML file, kind of like an index file. Some guys like to use the term index. Alright, I like to use the term home, and then I'm just going to save it right to this main, to the main my site file. Right? Let's go ahead and duplicate that a couple times. Go ahead and make a page 1. So file, new, site template, my site template, create, and then I'm actually going to change the title to page 1, file, save as. Now this is where it gets a little bit different. Because it's a sub page, it's not a home page, I'm going to go to my pages folder, and I'm going to create a new folder within it. My computer. I was going to do it. It's not. Oh, there we go. Click new folder. Sorry, I have brain farts a lot today, guys. Sorry about that. So, make a folder called page 1, create, and I'm going to go ahead and save it as a page 1 HTML. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and do that again. File, new, template, make sure it's all good. Change it, title to page 2, file, save as. Now I'm going to go up 1 to pages, make a new folder, page 2, and make this page 2 HTML. Do that again, file, new, create, index, the title is going to be page 3, file, save as, put it back on pages, what I'll do is page 3, now if you notice every once in a while I'll make spaces and it just naturally occurs to me, or comes to me, but if you leave spaces there, what's going to happen is when you're whenever people are clicking through your website, on, like, if they come to your website and start clicking through pages, what will happen is the website browser, when you're on top here, if there's like, say, if I made this like pages, or page 1 folder, for this pages folder, it would actually enter a %20 if there's any space left over. So a good practice is if you start catching yourself making folders and like say page 1 had a space in it, go back and delete the space out of there so you don't get an extra %20 in your URL whenever people are searching your stuff. So we're almost done, almost done. we go About Us, File, Save As, go back to my site, Pages, New, About Us, Create, and make this About HTML, and then we'll do one last one, which is all good to go. What we'll do is Contact Us. File, Save As, Pages folder, new folder. Keep trying to do the control click, but it ain't working. Contact Us. We want to save as Contact HTML. Select Save. Alright, so now that we've created these pages in here, these are my level 1 pages, so let's go ahead and make these. I'm going to call them sub pages. Make a new folder called sub. Now what I'll actually do is I'm actually going to go ahead and highlight all these pages. I'm going to drop them in sub. Because what will happen now, if I make, say, additional pages for like page 1, if I add 5 additional pages to it, what I'll do is I'll make like sub 1 folder, sub 2 folder, sub 3 folder, and I'll keep making branches off like a tree pretty much. So these files are all within my pages sub files. So if I decide to add more pages to, like say page 1, I'll put sub 1 here, and I'll do, page 1, and I'll branch it off from there. Alright, so there you guys go. For the gist of it, that's how you create a template, and that's how you create your files for your website. Let's go ahead and take a look at everything, make sure it all looks good to go. And if you notice now, so we're on a contact page, and I can't edit anything outside of the main body edit. The only thing I can edit is within this right here, this little box, the body edit. So now, from now on, what's going to happen is I'm going to have to insert everything in here in order to make this web page, in order to expand on this body. But if I go back to template, I can edit everything still. Alright? So, thanks for watching this video. Hey, if you guys like these videos, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. If you guys go to our website, ForNoobs.com website, go ahead and check it out, see what you guys think about it. If you guys have any videos you want to add on there, go ahead and go to the bottom, select share your content, send us your videos and everything. If you guys like the website, like the tutorials, go ahead and give us a like on Facebook. If you guys have used any of these hosting websites before, or the e-commerce hosting websites, please go ahead and click on there, write some reviews. You guys could actually write your reviews, and they'll post immediately on our website, directly above it. So if you do have some comments, go type them up here, and they'll start populating on here. So you guys can actually help out, give some good reviews for other people, or give some well, not so good reviews. Help out other people. That's what we're here for. So, anyways, thanks for watching the video. Please remember to subscribe.